we solve as the core problem. Now, as we move forward, you will see that how exactly we do that and what are the uh, other benefits that a partner generally gets from our portfolio, and how exactly we manage such a wide range of products and solutions ourselves. All right. So when we talk about our organization, there are three brands which are working together, the subsidiaries which are working together to provide a solution. So over here today, we are going to talk in the same flow. The first one is going to be Peoplelink, which deals with the hardware products. It is basically the end-to-end audio and video solutions, starting from all sorts of all sizes of rooms. Second one is going to be InstaVC, which is a brand which takes care of all these software solutions. It has got one of the finest video conferencing solutions which we have made, and that too we have made it for different verticals. So that's something which is there. And the third one is the network platform, where which is going to be the medium with which we talk to our partners, and the partners can also monetize that. So that's something which is again a possibility from their end. So we are going to talk about in the same flow. Quickly giving you an introduction, who are we? We started our business around 15 years ago. So we are almost around 15 years young organization, which is working towards the AV integrations, AV solutions, AV products, and also solutions, softwares, which complement these offerings. We are a Make in India manufacturer. We have the manufacturing facility, which is in India. And from India, we export to more than 39 countries. So that's what we do in terms of our hardware and software. As far as the compliances are concerned, because we understand that whenever the product is exported to a specific country, every region has got their own compliances. So we comply to all the international compliances which are available. We ourselves are an ISO certified organization. And apart from that, our manufacturing facility and our research and development facility, they are both acknowledged and associated with the government of India. So we are directly connected with the Directorate of Scientific and Industrial Research, and our all the facilities, the manufacturing facilities, are audited by the Quality Council of India. So that way, we make sure that the products which are getting developed are of the best quality. They comply to the international standards which are there. And apart from that, all the kinds of different certifications which are required for different regions is something that we apply to. Apart from that, the software, as far as the software is concerned, that itself is has got a lot of penetration testing done, and it has come out pretty strong and a scalable model. So we will be talking a bit about the kind of scalability that is available, that is possible in our solution in the further slides. So we are GDPR and HIPAA compliant. So that again is a strong suite for making sure that the data is safe whenever or wherever in whichever country we operate. All right, now before we move forward, just to give a glance of the market landscape, we are looking at the Asia Pacific region. And in Asia Pacific region also, I'm assuming that all the participants who have joined us, they probably are from the rest of APAC region. So we exclude India and all the other regions from this. The market size of video conferencing alone is about $330 million, which is the market size which is available. And there is a CAGR growth rate of almost around 16% with which it is growing. So that's something which is a positive landscape for us. There's a very important and a crucial market for us. And that is the reason why we want to collaborate with you all. We want to try and explain you all the offerings that we have and how we could be a part of the projects which are being built there. Now, with me, I'm joined with Mr. Kush Kher. He's the Vice President Sales for this territory. We have Abhishek Dubey. He's the Director Sales APAC region. And we have Harry Norbert Pascal, Sales Manager for this region. I'm sure that you all would have spoken to them from time to time. So this is the go-to-market team, which is dedicated. And apart from that, we have the inside sales team, which is always available for supporting our partners. We not only support in terms of sales, but we also have a complete structure of support that we have as an organization, which starts from pre-sales. So if you have any requirement, you could connect with our pre-sales, get a solution in place, and then subsequently implement it. You have the support teams, implementation teams, everybody is connected. So there's a complete ecosystem of support that we offer to our partners. Now, what we'll do is we have structured the presentation in such a way that first we are going to talk about the hardware and then the champion product of our hardware. Then subsequently, we will look at the market imperatives for the software and then move to the software piece. So the first one is before we start with the hardware solutions that we carry in our portfolio, we have more than 60 plus product lines that we have in our portfolio. And I don't think that an hour would do any justice to talk about all the products. So what we'll do is we'll quickly just talk about basic application of these products, the larger sized products, and how exactly we have implemented it. So, as far as the market is concerned, I think we have the predominantly Singapore, Indonesia, Australia, and New Zealand, which has got high growth potential when we talk about the video conferencing market. Apart from that, I think four top verticals which we identified, which are emerging in this specific market, are your IT and telecommunication, education, media, and healthcare. So you will see in subsequent slides that how exactly we have something for all these different verticals. And apart from that, education being the fastest growing with a CAGR of 25%, where the market in that complete region is growing with 16%. So that's something which is going to be the key area for our discussions. All right. Now, as we move forward towards to look at all the products that we have, what we have done is to make it simpler to understand. We have categorized all our products and we have divided them into the different kinds of rooms that our solutions could be used in. So basically, whenever you go to an office, whenever you go to an enterprise, they would have different collaboration rooms. So you would have the huddle rooms, you would have the meeting rooms, you would have board rooms, you would have the conference rooms. So we have solutions from pretty much starting from work from home people to the conference rooms and the auditoriums which are there. So very quickly, looking at the home office or personal use devices that we have in our portfolio. So this is the range of products that we recommend for personal use and home usage. In this, again, broadly speaking, we have the fixed lens webcams, which are there, which start from 1080p resolution, the full high definition resolution, to ultra high definition resolutions. These cameras, they have starting from just being a camera, they are also a camera, speaker, and a microphone combination of that, which is a little rare to find in the market. And apart from that, we have the ultra high definition cameras with the AI features into it. So you have group framing and humanoid tracking to a certain limit, which is built into these cameras. So these are powerful webcams which can do a lot of productive, you see, communication. So that is something which is there in these webcams. Apart from that, we have the range of sonic headphones. These are Bluetooth ANC headphones, which are there. And as a matter of fact, I was reading it somewhere. I think there are some guidelines specifically in Australia where the collaboration devices, there are certain guidelines which are there. And we are proud to say that these devices comply to the compliances which are needed by the Australian market. So that's something which is there. These are Bluetooth devices. They can be connected with your phones or your workstations, and it could be used not only for listening to music, but you could also do collaboration through these. You could jump onto your meetings. You have your microphone and speakers, everything into these. devices. Apart from that, for somebody who does not want to wear it all the time, you also have tabletop solutions which are there. So you have solutions which are microphone and speakerphone in itself, because that's one thing which we have seen a lot of people face as a challenge. Whenever the microphone and the speakerphone, they are separate devices, there's always a chance of echo, and that's something which we eliminate using our devices, which are speakerphone devices. And for these kind of room sizes, we would probably recommend around 55 inches of a interactive panel. So now, by just looking at this slide, you would understand that you all would get an idea that Peoplelink has got end-to-end solutions, because there are a lot of companies which deal only into headphones, only into the headsets, business class headsets. However, we have a complete range of products which could fit in the entire requirement of your collaboration. Moving forward would be your huddle rooms, which are 4 to 6 participants. Now, when we are looking at those kind of room spaces, we have this range of products. Some of these products would repeat from the previous slide because they are applicable. They have the capability of even addressing to a little bigger room sizes. The new ones which get added into this slide would be your AIO speaker bar, which has got 6 microphones. So it's a microphone array which can actually pick up sound. And it is a 4K camera which is available. And it has got a lot of AI features, which are probably something which has become very prominent in today's time, where you have the group framing, you have presenter tracking, you have speaker tracking. Now, very quickly, if I just touch upon these different AI technologies which are there, when I talk about group framing, because we will be talking about these technologies a lot in the future slides. So when we talk about group framing, we are actually we mean that the moment the camera is switched on and put on a AI feature, if you are alone in a boardroom or a conference room, the camera is capable enough to understand the number of people who are there in the conference room, and it automatically zooms onto the person, eliminating all the empty chairs in between. And the moment the second person enters the room, the camera moves back, it zooms back, and then takes the second person also into the frame. So that is how it keeps framing and makes sure that everybody who's available in a room can get covered in the camera lens. Second one is the presenter tracking. Presenter tracking would probably mean if you are alone in a room. So if there's only one person in a room, that person need not sit in a specific place where the camera is looking onto them. They could actually walk, and the camera would identify and track you while you are walking and talking. And the third one would be the speaker tracking capability, where you are, say, around 4 to 6 people sitting in a room, and you want the active speaker to be identified by the camera. So this camera, because of its 6 microphone array, has the capability of identifying the sound from where it comes, and then tracking that individual who's talking. So the active speaker tracking is also something which is built into this. Now, apart from this, we recommend a Quad 6 device, which is basically a 4 microphone, a 4 Omni microphone unit. Now, this is again a Bluetooth device. So basically, there are no cables which can be seen on the table. You can just pair it with your either your workstation or your phone, and you could keep it on the table. And then subsequently, you could use it for your conferences, your audio conferences, your video conferences, or it would actually double up as your speaker for the workstation that you get it connected with. We have something which is very interesting in room appliance with touch controller. So I'm parking it for now, and then we'll be talking it when we talk about our champion product in the coming slides. For this kind of a room size, we would recommend around 65 inches of an interactive panel. You could as well go with a non-interactive panel, but then what we have seen is collaboration is something which is needed in today's time. And hence 65 inches collaborative interactive panel would suffice the requirement, which could be used not only as an output device to your conferences, but also as a learning tool if there needs to be a quick huddle or a sprint run between the teams. Moving forward to even bigger sized rooms where we are looking at around 8 to 10 participants. We have these cameras over here. You would notice that the cameras have changed their physical attributes from fixed lens cameras. Now they have become mechanical lenses, which could actually move, pan, tilt, and zoom. So that is the reason why these cameras are called as PTZ cameras. So in this, we have a 4K camera soundbar. A lot of people are preferring soundbars in today's time. There's an upward trend of these devices being sold in the market now. But this is good enough for a room which is a decent sized room. However, we also understand that there are a lot of makeshift rooms that we create. So at times, the conference rooms or the meeting rooms or the collaboration rooms may not be of equi-sized, or they may be of different shapes and sizes, or maybe even bigger at times. And hence, that is the reason why we offer not only the all-in-one soundbar, but also the solution in different, you see, itemized pieces, so that you could choose which solution fits better and addresses the requirement. So over here we have a 10x and a 12x zoom camera, which is the WHD range of cameras. These two cameras are basically they have the PTZ capability and they have 10x and 12x optical zoom capability. The connectivity to these cameras is over USB 2.0 port and a 3.0 port. So these USB ports are very common. There are no proprietary ports, so you don't have to worry about. It could be any standard cable that you could use to connect these devices. However, there are requirements at times where the connectivity needs to be beyond USB, and that is the reason why we have a separate range, which is the XL series, which we have inaugurated, which takes care of your connectivity over multiple ports. So you have HDMI, you have RJ45. The same camera which you are connecting over a USB could double up as your IP camera, which you could use it for surveillance or just for connecting over IP. Apart from that, as the name suggests, speaker track standard would be a camera which is specifically for the speaker tracking. So these are cameras which are dedicated to a single purpose. If that is the requirement, if that is the primary requirement, and we don't want to change the settings, then these are the cameras which can work. They come in a single lens and a double on a dual lens, which we will be seeing in further slides. Apart from that, for this kind of room sizes, we would recommend around 75 inches interactive panels. Now we are going bigger. We further go to conference rooms, which could be around 12 to 25 seater. Now, for these kind of devices, again the devices they change because not only their physical attributes change, but as the room size grows bigger, there is a technology constraint also which comes into play. So what happens is all these tracking facility has got a maximum, you see, the range of 25 feet. Anything above that, the technology does not track to the most optimal levels. And that is the reason why what we did is to solve that problem. We came out with a solution which is called as Look at Me controller. Now, these Look at Me controllers could be connected to any camera with a RS232 control port. It may be Peoplelink cameras, or it could be any other third-party cameras which are there. And these devices, they have small buttons which could be kept in front of you. And whenever you want to talk, you just click on that button, and the camera automatically zooms on. So that is a manual way of overriding the technological challenges which happen over bigger sized rooms. Now, apart from that, you would see that the configuration of the cameras that we just saw has just doubled up. So from 12x, we have now gone to 20x optical zoom and 30x optical zoom. This is considering the room sizes. Speaker track camera also starts from a single lens. It has now migrated to a dual lens. And apart from that, at times for these bigger rooms, where we could also consider a classroom, it is very difficult to have an audio device kept in the center because being a very practical scenario, it is not going to capture the entire 360 sound. And that is the reason why we have the ceiling microphones. So these are ceiling suspended microphones which come with a DSP. You could connect almost around 8 microphones from the ceiling, and they have got a wide range, a radial range of microphone pickup. So that helps in capturing the sound crystal clear. Apart from that, if there is a conference room, if it's not a classroom kind of a setup, and if it's a conference room with a bigger setup, you could probably go for Quad 12, which comes with 12 microphone arrays. So it has got extremely strong microphone pickup. And apart from that, it also has extension microphone. So you could further increase the microphone gain or the microphone pickup in the room. For these rooms, we would probably recommend the sizes of 86 inches to 98 inches of your, or even 110 inches of your interactive panels. Now, anything, anywhere where we have a requirement where we want to go beyond 110 inches of collaborative interfaces, we have active LEDs. So you could actually build a complete video wall using those active LEDs and go even bigger, 235, 165 inches walls. So this was all about the rooms that we talked about. Now, whichever vertical that we are focusing on, I'm sure that every partner would have a set of focus areas that they have. Now, every vertical would have conference rooms, it would have collaboration rooms where all our products could be used. Now, apart from that, as we saw that education has got a major growth rate here, what we have is we are going to talk about a champion story of the solution that we have for education. Now, this is something which is a very rare solution. This is a unique solution which is not available with anybody. And I think that is a fair claim because telepresence technology was started long back, but telepresence got restricted to just 3 rooms. So just to 3 screens. So that is a prevalent, that's a prevalent technology which is available. What we have done is we have taken that telepresence technology to hundreds of screens. So we could connect hundreds of displays, connecting more than 1,000 people over video conferencing in a setup which is just seen in front of you. Now, very quickly, by looking at the solution, there is a very big challenge that we are addressing over here. And the challenge that we are talking about is in today's time, the education or the trainings have gone hybrid. There has to be a technology which is taking care of not only the physical students who are sitting in the classroom, but also the virtual students who are joining from remote places. All the colleges, there are international universities which have started their remote programs for students who cannot come to their country, but they still want to be a part of that program. Now, what happens is the biggest of challenges that we faced when we spoke to a lot of universities and education vertical across the world was that when we connect all the remote participants, they are all visible on a very small screen in thumbnail size images. Now it is very difficult to engage with those smaller images as we could actually engage with the physical students. So there is a parity which gets created that the physical students get more attention and the virtual students, they are present, but then it is very difficult for us to collaborate with them because of the size in which they are visible. That was one of the challenges. Apart from that, the challenges were that the trainers, the teachers who used to come, they would need IT assistance to make sure that all the cameras and all the devices in the classroom are working fine before their session starts. Apart from that, we also had the need of trainers to record their sessions and use it as a virtual self-paced learning module. Now, in that, what happens is there are a lot of solutions which are available in the market which restrict the trainer to a single space and to make sure that the camera captures them. And apart from that, the fourth challenge would be the foreign students who are there. They will not get, if a physical student in the classroom asks a doubt, it'll be very difficult for the foreign students to comprehend that. So they would be able to hear the doubt, but they'll never know that who exactly was the person who asked that, because there are physical students and it is very difficult for a camera to capture everybody. Now, what we have done is we have created this solution, which is the power of Peoplelink using its hardware and software technology together. So, in terms of hardware, we have got the best AI cameras which are available. We have got a teacher tracking camera, which makes sure that the trainer can just move around and teach while they're talking. They could also stop at a whiteboard and then they start writing on the whiteboard. The camera is intelligent enough to not only track the trainer, but also to identify when they are standing in front of a whiteboard. It zooms out and takes the entire whiteboard into its screen. So that's the kind of a capability which is available in a camera without the need of an external person managing it with a remote control. We have student track cameras. Now, student track cameras, they work predominantly on a fact that whenever a student wants to ask a doubt, they raise their hand or they stand up. The moment they do that, camera automatically zooms onto them. Now, this is the same feed which goes to the remote end students, and the far end students are able to see the person who actually raised the query. So that is the collaboration. The foreign students, they never lose track of the trainer because there is a tracking camera which is taking care of it. We have a digital podium which has got all these devices connected to a single console. We have room automation controllers. So the room automation controller also could be integrated into the digital podium that you see. And the trainer could just come and start operating it on the touchpad which is available. The complete UI of this controller has is very user friendly. So you don't have to be a tech savvy to be doing it, but these are all icons which are available. So you could just press on the light, you could control the light, you could control the camera, the screens, you could control the blinds which are there if they are motorized blinds. So you could control everything by just looking at the images of those icons into it. And apart from that, the biggest challenge that we solve is when all these students are connected over a single screen with thumbnail size images. What we have done is we have integrated the technology of telepresence into this setup, wherein the moment a student joins a conference, they automatically get pushed to a single screen. Now it's up to the requirement of the educational institution. If their number of foreign students is not much and they have enough screens to cater to that, they could have one person on each screen, or they could have a grid of 9 students in one screen. So even with a 9 grid screen, you get to see the students large enough to be able to comprehend and to make sure that you are engaging with those students as well. Now, what I'll do is I'll quickly jump onto an image. This is how exactly the setup looks like. There's a live implementation of whatever I just talked about. This is a very rare solution. And this solution is right now currently implemented at UBT, which is University of Business and Technology in Jeddah, in Saudi Arabia. And apart from this, there are a lot of places where we are building these cases. So these are the live images where you can see that the students, physical students, can sit, and right behind them are the virtual students connected. So when the trainer stands against them, they are able to see everybody on a big lifelike size images. And that is where the collaboration begins. Now, apart from that, I would quickly talk about another benefit that you get when you work with Peoplelink. When we talk about solutions, we talked about different room sizes and the kind of solutions which we have. Now, apart from the kind of solutions that we have for different room sizes, rooms, we also have a capability of having solutions of different budget sizes. So that makes sure that whenever you go to a client or whenever you go to a classroom, not necessary that they have provisioned the budget for that year, but they could always start small and then scale with us. So that is what we generally do with our solutions. So this is just an example of what we are showing here. You could have the classroom budget size one, where you have the very basic of devices to make sure that you get the digitization done at absolutely bare minimum budget sizes. The second one would be where you have bigger rooms and you have provision for the kind of a budget. You could have the solutions which are listed here. Now, while I talk about these, all these images that you see, they are all actual implementations that we've done in Middle East, Saudi. We have done it in India. We have done it in one of the classrooms. We have even done it in US. We are starting our operations in UK as well. So these are the kind of solutions which could be built. And the third one would be the telepresence setup that I talked about, which would be the highest end solution and the best solution in terms of catering to all the challenges that an educational institution would probably face. So now, before we move forward, this was all about the hardware that we had with us. I'm sorry. Now, before we get to the software, what we'll do is we'll try to understand the market imperatives only for the software, and then specifically we'll be talking about all the solutions that we have. We have identified a few of them because of paucity of time. We have identified a few solutions that we'll be talking about based on the market requirements, and subsequently we'll be talking about one champion product in software as well. So, when we talk about the market imperatives, specifically for the rest of Asia, rest of APAC region, we have seen that out of the 330 million market that we identify here, almost around 68% of the revenue is dedicated to video as a service services. So, VAS services are basically where you have a lot of players, a lot of software players who exist into the market. And we ourselves have our solutions which are available, which we'll be showing to you. So that's a major market which we could identify and we could work on. Apart from that, the four verticals that we talked about, which was IT, media, health, and education, that caters to almost around 65% of the total market size. So just those four verticals, they cater to more than half of the market size, which is available in this region. So the first one is the platform which we have currently connected over. So we are currently connected over in Meet, and this is the webinar module of in Meet offering which we have. This has recently been renamed. It was earlier called as InVC, but we have added a lot of functionality to it. There are certain functionalities which we have listed out here, which are basically your key competitive differentiators when it comes to solutions like Zoom, Teams, WebEx. These are the kind of solutions. These are the differentiating factors over there. So first of all is the deployment. We not only deploy on cloud, but we also have a on-premise deployment. So for all those critical requirements of government, education, judiciary, we would offer them the on-premise solutions. Apart from that, we have a 256-bit encryption, which is there. We have the telepresence support. That's a module which is inbuilt into this offering. So that is something which nobody can offer. So this is also something that we have added. While all the other players in the market, they by default give HD quality, which is your 720p resolution, and then subsequently they charge separately for your 1080p full high definition capabilities. We by default at an architectural level support 4K resolution by default. So now that is something which is again something where earlier the hardware was required for higher resolutions, and software was generally web conferencing, where the need was just to connect and see each other. Now the technology has changed, and we have kept our solutions in you see abreast with that to make sure that even the highest resolution is supported on them. Now, apart from that, another rare offering, another unique feature that we would have is multiple camera input. Now, in the same application that we are talking about, you could have multiple cameras connected from a single location. Now, this is something which does not happen, or it is not supported by a lot of other commonly used competitors which are there in the market. At max, they probably can support up to two cameras, and that too at the behest of your presentation sharing. So if you have primary and secondary camera connected, if at all that is offered by the other commonly used players in the market, they would come at a cost of your presentation sharing. What we do is we have a support up to six cameras. Four is what we recommend based on your processor limit. And apart from that, you can also share your presentation. The biggest of all would be the differentiator would be your concurrent licensing policy that we have. So we don't do the host based licensing, because in that the licenses which are procured, they get restricted to a specific user, and we don't want that thing to happen. We want to keep our licensing very open, where we want to have concurrent licenses procured by the organization which are available for use by anybody. So anybody can become a host and use those licenses. The total capability will still remain the same, and apart from that, you could scale it up in the multiples of one. You don't have to buy packages in that. We don't have that. We grow in multiples of one. And apart from that, it is basically if a user who has been assigned a license leaves tomorrow, you could always transfer that to another person who comes in. So basically, the licenses are controlled at an organization level rather than the user level. And the most important of all is the capability of white labeling and personalization. Now, this is something which where we have seen, as a matter of fact, for one of the projects where we were involved, where we have not only done personalized white labeling, but we have also done localization. So this was a project which was done for Iran, and for them it was a telco with which we had done a sign up, and MTN Irancel. So we did a collaboration with them, wherein the complete application was white labeled on their name, which was called Shaya. The complete application was the color theme, the logo, everything was changed. And not only that, the language was changed to Arabic, the orientation of text was changed, and apart from that, even the calendars were changed, because in Iran you don't follow the Gregorian calendars, so you had the Jirali calendars. So those calendars were changed. So that is the flexibility which is available in this, and these solutions could very well be used with telco players, and where it could be used as a service. Now, moving forward, while all the players which are available in the market, they generally have a single solution which they give it to education vertical, they give it to hospitals, doctors, everybody. What we have done is we have devised a complete, identified a different workflow, and we have created a virtual workflow in our solutions. So when it comes to in class, it is specifically for the education vertical. And to understand this, it is purely, we just have to imagine how exactly a class runs. So there's a student, the student gets registered to a class and a school. There is a teacher which is assigned. The trainer trains, gets them into a classroom, trains them, does the assessment, and then the recording of that session is kept for students to do a self-paced learning. The entire journey of learning has been converted into a virtual workflow here. So we have the capability of assigning students to a classroom, having teachers assigned to a classroom. You have the capability of doing getting attendance. You have a capability of doing live classes, or remote, or you could have self-paced videos which are recorded. Pre-recorded lectures could be kept. You have content management. You could create your own content there, distribute that learning material, conduct assessments, and then subsequently the student journey, the learning journey could be digitized through this workflow. Apart from that, if we come to healthcare, which is again a very big vertical here, again, to understand this technology, it is very simple. Before you even get to see the software, it purely works in how exactly a regular person would do a hospital visit. So you identify a doctor, you call the doctor, you book an appointment, you make the payment, You go to the doctor, you wait in the waiting room, you meet the doctor, show the your reports, you get a prescription, and you come out of the hospital. The entire journey, we have videotized the entire journey, and we have created a digital footprint of that journey, wherein the patient could register, identify from the available doctors. There's an integrated payment gateway which is there. So you make a payment, book an appointment, upload your health records, you join the meeting. If the doctor is unavailable, you have a virtual waiting room which is there. The patient could wait in there. The doctor gets to see the health records, and based on that, they have an online prescription module which is used for giving the prescription. So we have tried to very quickly cover the entire thing. We would be very keen in arranging other webinars specifically for education and healthcare in future. But this is just to give you an overview. Now, this is something which is off the shelf available for the partners to sell. However, there are a lot of case studies where the hospital would have their own solution and they would want an API integration into it. So we do that as well. And the best and the biggest example of API integration would be which we have done it in India, and that is world's largest telehealth platform, which we have connected with. So the government of India has already got an application, and we have done our API integration of video conferencing into it. Till date, we would have actually crossed more than 150 million consultations which are done, and that's a scalable model. It is being implemented and given free of cost to all the citizens of our country. So we are proudly part of this program. Now, very quickly, we will jump on to the champion product in this category. Now, as we talked about, that 68% market is the vast market. It means that the market is already flooded with a lot of Zoom, Teams, WebEx, all these kind of players. Now, what happens is the one big challenge which arises out of this scenario is the user would want to use multiple applications. They definitely don't want to get only one application in place. Sorry. So this way, what happens is the requirement is the person could have a 10 o'clock meeting on WebEx and a 11 o'clock meeting on Teams. Now, how do you manage that? Because the team rooms, the Zoom room solutions which are there, sorry, so they are basically linked with one single application, and you could do your conferences only over those applications. While what we do is we have created a universal calendar where you could integrate it with your multiple applications, Zoom, Teams. You just have to log in once and then pair it with our application. Once this application, which is called Fusion, is created, then what you do is wherever you have a meeting, you could attend your meetings on different platforms from a single application. So I'll quickly show you that how exactly it works. So first of all, this device, which we had parked in the starting slides, this device is a strong, very strong compute device, which has got 3 HDMI out. So which means that by just connecting this device, you could attain a 3-screen telepresence in your conference room. This one is connected to a touch panel, which is kept on the table because we don't want the keyboards and mouse to be there on the table of professional setups. So you have this touch panel on which you could control. And subsequently, it is connected to your camera, audio device, to your screen in that room. You have 3 different ways of connecting your presentation. You either have a direct HDMI connectivity, which you could do with the touch panel because the touch panel has got a HDMI in, or you have a capability of another software which we have created, which is called as InShare. Now, this InShare is something which can allow up to 16 people to share their content, either a local content sharing or they could do a virtual content sharing. This is done over a network. This is done over internet. So you don't have to be on the same network. Generally, the solutions which are prevalent there in the market, they ask you to be on the same network as the device to make sure that you could sync it up. We don't do that. We allow anybody over an internet to connect, and that is the strongest suite that we have with us. So apart from your sharing content, which is not only available on all the platforms, but apart from that, you also have something called as Fusion, which is basically this is how it looks like. Once you have paired it with all your applications which are available, be it Zoom, Teams, WebEx, Google Meet, you could have a universal calendar, which you can see at the bottom screen over here. All your meetings, which are on different applications, would be visible on one single screen. Now, this is something which is not only visible to you on the touch panel, which is there inside the room on the table, but you could also connect it with a room scheduler. We have a room scheduler where this Android tab could be placed outside the room, which could show you the real-time usage of that room. And in this, it is so seamless that you just have to click on your upcoming meeting. The application will automatically route it to the respective app or the respective browser app, and then it will open up in that application for you to do the meeting. So what happens is this solves a very important and a very big challenge where we have seen a lot of users struggling. They have a team rooms or a Zoom room solution where all the cameras are connected. And whenever in that room they want to do a Zoom call, they generally carry their own laptop and they use the camera and audio resources of the laptop because the other room resources cannot be used because they're already paired with a single device. What we have done is we have democratized it, we have kept it open, we have made it universal so that one single solution, the same resources of camera and audio devices, could be used not only for our applications, which is in Meet, but it could also be used for any other application which is being used. So this is going to be a champion product for a market which is 68% VAS offering. This is going to be a very unique offering for you to sell. And I think this again shows the strong integration between the hardware and the software that we have, which nobody else can do that seamlessly. So this is the scheduler, which is there on the outer side. You could see that Zoom, Teams, WebEx, and Google Meet, all your meetings are connected into a single universal calendar. So this is the champion product that we wanted to talk about. You have multi-platform integration and calendar integration, which we talked about for getting a single layout of everything. So this is something that we have. And the last, but not the least, would be that once we have understood the kind of products that we have, now the next step or the call to action is going to be for the partners to register with us and the partners to get enabled with the technology that we have. So what happens is it becomes very difficult for all the partners to be calling an individual or their GTM team. So what we have is we have an application which is in Link, which is basically a network which is there, where currently we are getting all our partners onboarded. Now this platform would not only have all the case studies that I just talked about, all the product information, data sheets, even the marketing collateral which is available. Now, these marketing collaterals, they are also available with a feature where you could simply by uploading your logo, it could create a dual branding marketing collaterals with just a click. So you don't need to have a dedicated marketing team. You don't have to wait for the Peoplelink marketing team to create a joint branding collateral. This is something which you could just do with a single switch, with a single click. And apart from that, just to make sure that we are completely transparent and accountable to our partners, we have a module in this where you could just send a chat message to the concerned person and convert that chat message into a task. So now all those tasks are reviewed by our team centrally. So anything that you have asked for will get delivered in the same time. And that is the kind of attack that we would want to create to support our partners. Apart from that, you also get social updates, you get news feeds which are available. You have a capability of doing connecting with your peers over voice, video. You could also do webinars over this. So there's a complete unit which is there. You also get your own analytics, so you could understand that what exactly is going forward in that. And the biggest of all would be that it has also got a deal registration module. So any deal that you're working with, you could lock it with PeopleLink using a deal registration module to make sure that your projects are secured, and we support you 100% on that without any conflict. So this is all from my side. I think we are well within the time that we had thought of. This has broadly covered everything. And now I would open it up for questions. If you have any questions, any queries, you could just type in the chat and we'll address that.
Yes, thank you, Abhishek, for this. They also need the uh, documentation with allocation of seating with regards to telepresence. So
Okay.
there's a document on that. If you could just with regards to seating arrangements, you can share that up. So team, if there's any other questions which you would like to ask, feel free to ask. You can chat. You can type in the chat box if there are any other questions.
All right. So Harry, I think I just quickly got out of this meeting. So the first thing was, all right, we have a query from Kelly asking on retail shopping. Yes, Kelly, we have a module which is there, which is called as in shop. We have a module which is there specifically for the retail vertical, wherein you could get your stores connected, and you could basically virtualize your stores and make your inventory available online. We have some case studies that we have done. Majorly, a lot of jewelry and jewelry based units are using it because of the high cost of inventory and high cost of logistics. They generally have these offerings which are available, so that the a buyer could identify, shortlist the product, and then the shopkeeper or the retailer could make that thing available on demand. So yes, we have that. We specifically did not cover it today to because of paucity of time, but InShop is a application which is available.
Thank you,
Uh,
Abhishek. I believe, Harry,
yeah.
if there are no further questions, probably we can encourage the participants to revert over mail, or they can reach out to Cloud Ready team or directly to us. No worries at all. And with that note, I would like to appreciate.
Also,
Yep.
Abhishek, also to add, I
Yeah.
would request all the participants and I would like to inform them that we will be present in Australia in the starting second week of May. Me with Abhishek and Harry will be there, and it would be really a pleasure to meet you all over there. We are also conducting two of our partner meets over there. First one is on 14th of May, and that's going to be in Sydney. And there's another one on 21st, which will be in Melbourne. So it would be a pleasure to have you over there with your team, where we can actually discuss every product and every solution in details with you. And thank you so much for your time today. Yeah, really appreciate the time and efforts that you have given in today. Thank you,
Okay.
Abhishek. Thank you,
Thank you
Kelly.
so much.
Thank you, Abhishek.
Thank
Thank you,
you,
Kelly.
everyone.
Thank you, team, for everyone for joining this call. Thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah,
everyone.
great. Thanks, Abhishek. Thank you, everyone.
All right. All right. Have a great day.
Thanks, team. Thanks for your time.
ఎంతమంది వచ్చారు?